this here real quick. So I wrote a book like a while ago, probably 7 to 10 years ago, I would say. You know, and I wrote it, gave it out to as many people that wanted it, and then I started doing a little bit of it's on my page. It's me reading it with audio visual type things, it makes it pretty cool. But here we go. My Schizo Season by Diesel Water. I fell into a dream and woke up in reality, it seems. This book is written by a schizo intended to recreate how my mind worked in the middle of an episode. All punctuations missed, sentences out of format, and words misspelled is to emulate. But is reality really the dream? The nature of your brain. Did I read that right? Reread. Well, that's not right at all. But is reality really the dream? What is going on here? The characters of the story are fictional. Maybe, maybe not. Time is a lie. Sir, we need you back. Please come back. The voices in my head never stop. They're always persisting. Why am I hearing them? I've never known. My name is Darwin White, I think, or I thought. If you're confused, it's okay, so am I. The night was cold and dreary when I awoke from a dream that seemed like reality to me. There were people all around that proclaimed me to have a crown of thorns. Unknown, but I am no one's savior, of that I am sure. Why then do they look to me? It makes no sense. Who am I to be taken so seriously? I walked into a store not looking for anything in particular when something caught my eye. A CD of binaural frequencies. It made me think, what can I do with this? I can program my brain to think in theta stage all the time. Theta is the stage where your brain goes for imagination. The stage that your brain is in when you're too young to remember. But that's where you got all your original thoughts from your parents or the people around you. Anyway, I'm rambling. I bought the CD to train your brain to be in a suggestive state at all times. Was that a good idea? It was at the time. Now that I look back on it, I'm not so sure. I bought this CD and would listen to it day in and day out. It's a subconscious thing. Repetition makes the neurological pathways in the brain create new synapses that allow you to create a habit or a new way of thinking. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. She was looking in the metaphysics section. Instantly, the endorphins started to kick in. Go talk to her, I thought. She's way out of my league. Her smile lit up as she picked up a book she must have been looking for. The concentration written on her face as she divulged into the first page of the book, it was fascinating. But what makes someone think so much? How could I connect on a level with her? My subconscious was screaming at me at that point, go talk to her. But do you believe in fate? I believe that we will what happens next, to an extent. The universe has a plan for us, but what is it than fate? Do you believe your whole life has been entered into this program? You have ways to divert from the plan, but in the end, can you really get away from the universal mind that has been programming us since the beginning of time? Fate. Are we predestined or do we make our own pathways? I don't know. I guess there's only one way to find out. I left the bookstore and walked down the street to a hot dog vendor. The best hot dogs in town. What can I say? I like my brains mixed with hooves. That's besides the point. I was looking through the newspaper they had in a stand and I noticed that the flood occurred in Japan not that long ago. It was devastating. My immediate thought was, damn you, Hart, but what do I do now? I'm just a guy that can't even talk to a girl that I know would have something in common with. I looked at the CD, started reading the cover of it. It was by Dr. So-and-so. It was supposed to unlock the secrets of your mind. I couldn't wait to get home to listen to it. I put it in my computer, copied it, and put it in my phone. It had every level of brainwave on there, delta, theta, alpha, etc. My new theory has it was about to begin. The delta mind. DHEA levels decline at approximately 20% per decade from the age of 25 until we are left with only 10% or less of these peak levels by the time we are 70. Maintaining healthy DHEA levels may help slow physical aging and reduce stress. To begin, we started with delta waves 10,000 hours of delta waves, 8 hours a day for 3 years. If my hypothesis is correct, it will reverse the aging process, increase memory, and slow down the brain. GHR, GHRH is released. If what I believe is correct, then REM sleep will occur more naturally and frequently. If any of my theories are correct, this could change the future of human evolution because I'm not sure if I'll act more or completely on instinct. I am teaching myself muscle memory for speed and agility. While I am listening to delta wave binaural beats, I am working out, reading, and studying to maintain mental acuteness. As we get older, we stop working out as much, stop exercising, causing the growth hormones to stop reproducing. Hormones are chemical messengers that set in motion different processes to keep our bodies working properly. To keep our bodies working properly. For example, they are involved in regulating our metabolism, immune function, sexual reproduction, and growth. Hormones are made by specialized groups of cells within the body's glands. The glands release hormones into the body as needed to stimulate, regulate, and control the function of other tissues and organs involved in biological processes. Most hormones are typically found in very low concentrations in the bloodstream, but some hormones' concentration will fluctuate depending on the body's activity or time of day. A hormone acts upon a cell much like a key unlocking a door. After being released by a gland, a hormone molecule travels through the blood until it finds a cell with the right fit. The hormone latches onto a cell via the cell's receptor. When this happens, a signal is sent into the cell. These cells may instruct the cell to multiply, make proteins or enzymes, or perform other vital tasks. Some hormones can even cause a cell to release other hormones. As we get older, the growth hormones stop producing. What if we could completely compensate by inducing delta waves into our brain? 16 hours in, no noticeable change. I'm high a lot, so I can't always differentiate what is being high and the high given by the delta waves. Any one of these factors could play a role in the recent elevated moves, or all combined, more than likely. A possibility of why Einstein was a genius. Studies have shown that sleep deprivation can cause increased waking delta waves. Einstein is reported to take short cat naps, and that's it. Maybe, I have no proof, just a thought, the delta waves slow down in the brain, but the gamma waves stay active and slow down as well, giving Einstein more energy to have more thoughts and more waves. Diet consists of food high in healthy fats, protein, and vegetables, and 38 grams of sugar or less. Enough about that. Sir, we need you back. Please come back. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying. So I bought this CD and it changed my life. A complete 180. Started listening to it and time ceased to unravel. The delta waves were messing with my brain. Why did I go back? What was I going back to? The thought pierced my mind and I could not figure out why. Erasing the thoughts flowing through the mind, time is irrelevant. Time always stands still if you do not believe in the construct. But what do I believe in then? Is time irrelevant? I've known time my whole life. Why would I let go now? I forgot what we were talking about. I awoke. The sun is shining. I laid there for a minute and took in the beauty of the light bouncing off the particles in the air. It is all encompassing. I look at the clock, it's already 7. I have to get to class. What am I doing? I get out of bed and try to find some socks laying on the floor. Nothing. What is going on? I swear I had a pair of socks there. My mom must have picked them up. Oh, yeah. I live upstairs in my mom's house. At least I'm not in the basement. Ha ha ha. Anyway, no socks. I went over to my dresser and found a pair of all rolled up nice and neat. I love my mom. Found a pair of pants and a shirt. I was on my way. I ran downstairs and ran out the door, hopped in my car, the beat up old Maxima that I had gotten off of Craigslist years before. It got me around though. Off to school I go. I got there almost on time. Doesn't that count for something? I sat down at the table and focused on the teacher was saying. Focused on what the teacher was saying. The clock frequency of the transistor density, blah, 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 blah. I heard what it was saying, but nothing really clicked. It was a boring class. What can I say? Satire, blah, 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 blah. When is this class going to be over? I mean, really, how long can you drone on about frequency planning for multi-core processors? So finally that class got over. I had some time to listen to the delta waves. Time was irrelevant when I put in those headphones. The intense feeling of the frequencies pulsating through the eardrums into the brain, it was mesmerizing. Walking through the corridor, people all around me, didn't care. I was in my own world where time was interchanging with the universe making a deal on whether I would live or die. Walking down the hallway, I turned and ran into my good friend Jack. I don't know if I would say he was a good friend, but he was an acquaintance. He gave me weed from time to time. Never bought it. Always paranoid about getting in trouble. So yeah, he was a good friend. I knocked his book out of his hand and as I turned, "Oh, my bad, dude." I said, "You're good, dude." I helped him pick up his book as he straightened out some papers as he shuffled through. "What's good, dude?" "Just got out of the most boring lecture on the history of sexism in classic literature," he said. "I feel ya. Want to get out of here?" "Definitely." I handed the books to him and we headed to the parking lot. We walked in silence, but all I could think about was this delta wave experiment I was doing on myself. It's supposed to be about theta waves, I know. We're getting there. I had to start my experiment off the way we start off life. The first frequency we get is delta waves. As an infant, till about 2 or 3, we are delta beings. That's where theta waves come into play. So I have to go through delta before I can go through theta. Anyway, back to the story. We got in my car and I started heading to his house. "Got green? Want to smoke? Let's wait till we get back to your place. Don't feel safe driving around here anymore." "Not sure why, just feeling a little paranoid lately," I replied. "You're good, man. I can wait." I wanted to talk about my experiment, but I could wait till it's a little more open minded. Ha ha. I laughed at the thought in my head of having put in air quotes around open minded, like everybody doesn't already know what I'm talking about. We get to his house and walk in the door. His cat stares at me in the way that cats do when they don't want you around. Never got along with cats, not sure why. I'm more of a dog person. Glitch, future text. Why the cat didn't like me, I don't know. Anyway, we sat down on his couch and reached over the side of the couch, pulled out a 3 footer and loaded a bowl. He lit the herb and took a nice long breath. As he exhaled, you could see the tension slip away. His shoulders got more relaxed. The tension in his face just melted. "Here you go, man." I took the bong and lit the herb. It had a sweet zing and it hit almost like a berry. I exhaled and my head started to float. I don't know what the strain is, but this what I don't know what this strain was, but it had a nice head high mixed with a mellow body high. It was good. Now is a good time as any to ask him what he thinks about the Delta program. That's what I ended up calling my experiment. You never think that time doesn't exist? Of course, man. It's something that people made up. It was a good idea, but in this day and age, time is a powerful, powerful thing. It's almost became an entity of itself. It caused so much stress that it's killing us slowly inside. It causes disease, man. If it's not a living entity, then how can it cause so many lives, affect so many lives? He started getting a bit excited at the end. Apparently, he feels more strongly about this. Good, he might just understand what I'm going for here. That's true. Okay, now, what if there was a way to slow down time? I'm intrigued. Go on. Okay, so we all start in the womb with delta waves in our brain. You know what delta waves are? basically the frequency of thought at the time. Yeah, exactly. From the time we are born till not really sure when, a baby is always in delta waves. Time is irrelevant to a baby. What if we could program our mind to think in delta waves all the time while gamma rays are still fully functional? It would almost be like being a dream while awake but knowing it's reality. I, uh, oh my,